Hello everybody, my name is Dylan and I'm here with Friday Night Magic, and today I want to do something kind of different. I want to do a podcast style thing where I talk about a new mechanic from Fate Reforged, the newest set. And that new mechanic that has been interesting me for a while, and I've been thinking of actually making a deck just based around it. And the new mechanic is Manifest. And in the Magic website, it states that Manifest is put it onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up at any time for its mana cost if it's a creature card. It doesn't say what you put onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2. Most of them say manifest the top 2 cards of your library, or manifest the top card of your library, like Soul Summons and Ethereal Ambush, and other cards like that. And so I think what could happen is we could see some things like manifest a card from your hand. And that could be interesting. We could get a kind of Soul Summons-like card that's 3 mana instead, and it says manifest a card in your hand. And that could be very interesting. But in the flavor text, right under the manifest mechanic name, it says, "This far back in Tarkir's past, the spirit dragon Ugin is very much alive. His magic, rooted in concealment and deception, appears as the new ability Manifest." So it's kind of going along with the story of Ugin's back, and he's the spirit dragon from Tarkir's past, back when the dragons and the Khans were still fighting, and they were seeing who would come out on top. And in the future we see that the Khans won, but that was in Khans of Tarkir set. Now in Fate Reforged, we've kind of gone back in the past, and they're fighting again. And from what we know of the next set being called Dragons of Tarkir, and some of the storyline that's been released, we think that in the past, that we went back in Fate Reforged, the Khans actually lost this time, and they've now lost the battle, and so we're going to get some new dragons in Dragons of Tarkir, which is very interesting. And so we could see different kinds of manifests, which is strange because Manifest apparently ties in with the mystery of the spirit dragon Ugin. And some of the cards for Manifest are Soul Summons and Ethereal Ambush and Rage Form. And they all do different things, like Rage Form is 4 mana, 2 red and 2 colorless, enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it becomes an aura with Enchant Creature. Manifest the top card of your library and attach Rage Form on it. Enchanted Creature has double strike. So it's essentially a 4 mana 2/2 double strike, except it can change around and you stick it on a random creature that is made. So it could be a big thing that you can then flip to be like Sagumauler or something. And then you have a 6/6 trample hexproof double strike, and that's very good. So I can see Rage Form in some decks like that. But in other decks, and in Draft and Sealed, Manifest is kind of awkward because you don't know what you're going to get, and a large amount of the time you're actually going to get land or non-creature spells. So you're going to manifest the top card of your library, and you're going to either see a land, and it's like, cool, I got a 2 mana 2/2, and I got a land off the top of my library. Unless you were trying to draw that land. Or you'll Ethereal Ambush with all your mana on their turn when they're attacking, and your plan was on their turn when they attack with their 2/4/2s or something, and I'm at 8 and I don't have anything out. They'll think they'll attack for lethal, but in response, before blockers, I'll Ethereal Ambush and get 2 manifests, and then I'll block. But then you manifest 2 things, and you look at a land that you can block with because you can just kill him, and a Sagumauler. And now you're in a problem. Or you see some other big creature. And now you're in that big problem of, well, I block one with the land, but do I offer the Sagumauler manifested trade for the other 4/2? Or do I take 4 and put myself in burn range? And so it can put you in some uncomfortable situations and change the board state in many different ways. But there's only a few manifest cards in Standard right now, and all of them are in Fate Reforged. I've seen a few deck lists for Manifest Modern, but I definitely don't think that will catch on as a big idea, unless some great Manifest cards come out, or some great things having to do with Manifest come out in Dragons of Tarkir or the future. And I don't think Manifest will continue on past Khans of Tarkir block, because it says that it's tied in with the mystery of Spirit Dragon Ugin. So I think it will continue if Ugin continues. and I don't think Ugin's going to continue on, except later, because I feel like this was a revisit to Tarkir, but Tarkir was back, 10 years ago in Magic's history, so I don't think we're going to revisit it, and if we do, it'll be in a while. So I don't think Manifest will become very big in any Eternal formats. In Standard, it could be good if we get some better Dragons of Tarkir Manifest cards. But currently, I don't see Manifest as a very good strategy. And I definitely don't think that it could not be good. It can be good. It can be good. I'm trying to say that it can be good. I just can't find the right words right now. Manifest as a strategy can definitely be good. But it has to be in the right deck, and I don't think anybody is willing to try out that right deck and try and make that right deck and make sure it is the right deck. Because how you get a deck to go big is you have to, win a Pro Tour qualifier or something and prove to other people that the deck is in fact good. But with Manifest, I don't think anyone wants to take that chance of, instead I'll rather run Abzan. I'd rather run Sidisi Whip, I'd rather run these other strategies that are much more viable and much more proven to be good than try out new decks. So for a new deck to come into play, it has to really catch the eye of a big player who can definitely take it to a Pro Tour and make it popular. And so I don't think Manifest is going to reach those heights very soon, or possibly ever. And so I can definitely see a deck running a couple Ethereal Ambush and some Segu Maulers and some other morph things, and then doing a morph Manifest combo style, where they have a bunch of morph cards, and then they manifest some things, and then they flip their manifests for the morph cost to make them even cheaper, and then it would just be good, and then they have other things that complement it, like secret plans and other things like that. Like you could run Ice Feather, Aven, and Rattleclaw Mystic, and Segu Mauler and Ethereal Ambush, and that could be really good. And then you could also run bounce spells and bounce your own things if you really need what it is. If you get some big spell that would win the game for you, then you could bounce the creature, the manifest, to your hand and keep it. And that's something else, is that, say you Ethereal Ambush in a draft, and the draft was 1 Favor Forge, 2 Cons of Tarkir. And so in your deck, you have a Ice Feather Aven and Ethereal Ambush. Ethereal Ambush reads 5 mana instant, manifest top 2 cards of your library. Ice Feather Aven reads 2 mana 2/2 flyer, morph for 3 mana. When it flips over, bounce something to its owner's hand. Bounce another creature, in specific, I believe. And so what you can do is you could Ethereal Ambush and then get your Ice Feather Aven and some big spell that would be really important. And then you pay 3 mana and flip your Ice Feather Aven, bounce that manifest to your hand, attack for 2 with your flyer, and then cast a spell that makes it super big that you just bounce back to your hand and kill them. But that's very situational, and I think Ethereal Ambush and other cards such as Soul Summons and Rage Form can be really good in draft and in sealed, but in Standard or any Eternal formats, I don't think it's very powerful, although I definitely like to see someone make a deck like that, and I might make my own version. I might make my own deck like that, because that sounds very fun. But I don't know if it would be very viable or not. But I definitely think someone should try it out, and someone should take it to some form of tournament, and something should happen. Because it has some ties in with Ugin, and they might print some cards that say, flip target creature face up, in Dragons of Tarkir or in future sets. I think that would be very good, and a very nice little idea. But other than that, I don't see any future for Manifest or anything else for Manifest that could be good. So I do not suggest any form of Manifest deck. My name is Dylan, I'm with Friday Night Magic, and that's what I think on Manifest. Have a good day.